By far, is going to be the toughest test of Orozco's career. But he's now #1 in the world, and he's ready for these tough challenges as he moves closer and closer to a world title. In the co-feature, we're going to have Joseph Diaz, also undefeated, 20-0, 11 knockouts, ex-Olympian. It's an Olympic year, so goes so fast, right, Joe? Time flies, it goes so fast, but Joseph's an Olympian, great record. He's the NABF featherweight champion, and he's going to be in a tough fight as well. So we're very happy to showcase both of them on HBO Latino. It's going to be a great night of boxing, as I said, at Fantasy Springs. Tickets start at $25. You can get them at the box office there at Fantasy Springs, or you can go on the website at fantasyspringsresort.com and get your tickets. We're expecting a big crowd. For many of you in the media and fans that have been to our shows at Fantasy Springs before, they're going to open this up and make it a lot larger than they normally do. For some of the other shows we do with Estrella and Ring TV, they make it a little bit more intimate. Well, this is going to be a big show. It's going to be a little larger, and we're expecting a big crowd, so don't miss it. Make sure you get your tickets. HBO Latino, what can I say? We've been partners out with HBO for the last few years. They've been great partners with us, showcasing a lot of our young talent. Antonio Orozco was on Boxing After Dark recently, had a good performance, and he's back now on HBO. Joseph as well, and both guys are ready. They're both ready for world titles, shortly here. So, you might be seeing them right before they fight for a world title, so we're very excited about that. This year is going to be a big year for both fighters. Lastly, I want to thank the sponsors, Cerveza Tecate, Born Bold, Casa Mexico Tequila, for all their support and supporting all our events. So thank you very much for all your support. So first I want to bring up to the podium and say a few words before he melts. It's Tony Walker. He's the Vice President of HBO Sports and Pay-Per-View. Tony, if you could please come up and say a few words.
Yay, Tony!
All right, brother. Thanks, Eric. Thank you guys for coming today. Really got to thank on behalf of Peter Nelson, our Executive VP, and the rest of the HBO staff, thank Golden Boy for their continued support and their continued ability to put on great cards. This show, July 30th, is another example of some great boxing. Antonio and JoJo, great young up-and-coming fighters that we're very proud to feature on HBO Latino and the HBO platform. I usually work on the pay-per-view side, but these are our future pay-per-view stars, we think, and they deserve all the credit and all the support that we can give them. I would like to say that the telecast will start at 11:30 on July 30th. A lot of hard-hitting action. Again, a great show, and something for the boxing fans to see, because even if you have HBO on DirecTV or Dish or your cable system, you also have HBO Latino. Even if you don't speak Spanish, boxing is a universal language, so hope everybody gets the chance to check it out. It's going to be a great night. Thank you, Eric, and thanks everybody for coming.
Well, you guys heard it here first. Tony said these are future HBO pay-per-view stars. So if Tony says it, you got to take that to the bank. Tony's been with HBO for a very, very long time, and he started pay-per-view at HBO with Mark Taffet. But for Tony to say that, it goes a long way. So thank you, Tony. Thank you for the kind words. Next up, I want to bring up the public relations manager at Fantasy Springs, and that's Mr. Chris Lavoie, to say a few words. Chris?
Yeah, a little bit. Thank everyone for having me here today. I'm Chris Lavoie, PR manager for Fantasy Springs Resort Casino, and we are excited to host the July 30th Golden Boy bouts with co-headliners Antonio Orozco and Jojo Diaz. Fantasy Springs Resort Casino is incredibly proud of its long relationship with Golden Boy Promotions and Oscar De La Hoya. Our locals in the Coachella Valley and visitors who come from far and wide always expect a great night of boxing whenever Golden Boy announces its next lineup, and July 30th with Orozco and Diaz is no exception, especially since we have the added benefit of these bouts being televised nationally on HBO Latino. And we are also excited to have Oscar De La Hoya as our VIP for these bouts. Tickets are available at fantasyspringsresort.com, or you can get them on our app for iOS or Android. And so thanks again for another great card, and Fantasy Springs Resort Casino looks forward to another exciting night of boxing on July 30th. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, so now to the fighters. As I mentioned earlier, these are the top prospects at Golden Boy Promotions, and to have them all on one card, it's a special night for us at Golden Boy. So I want to bring up first with an undefeated record of 8-0 and 6 knockouts. This kid is starting to get a huge following, not only here in the Los Angeles area, but they also travel to Fantasy Springs. I know that a lot of the management at Fantasy Springs love to have him there. This kid sells a bunch of tickets, and he's a very, very exciting fighter. So I want to bring up to say a few words, Nick La Calavera Arce. Nick.
Gracias a todos ustedes por estar aquí. Primero quiero agradecer a mi equipo, Golden Boy Promotions y Westside Boxing, por siempre apoyándome al 100. Y estoy contento de regresar a pelear tan pronto otra vez. Y voy a estar listo el 30 de julio. Thank you all for being here this afternoon. I want to thank my team, Golden Boy Promotions and Westside Boxing, for always supporting me. And I'm so excited to be back in the ring so early. And can't wait. I'll be ready on the 30th of July to give the fans a great show. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Nick. Next up, you guys, a lot of you guys here don't really need an introduction. You guys have seen him fight before for Golden Boy. Ever since he started, he's been a very, very good fighter. He keeps getting better with time. As I alluded to in the beginning of the press conference, he's a former Olympian, working his way towards a world title, which is a dream for every fighter. I'm actually very excited to see him fight again, because he just keeps getting better and better each time. And you know, it's exciting because he's in a division, which is the featherweight division, which in another year or so is going to be the hottest division. You got some of the big names that are fighting right now, some of the champions, you know, either at featherweight or super featherweight. It hasn't been this exciting since Eric Morales, Marco Antonio Barrera, and Juan Manuel Marquez were fighting at featherweight or super featherweight. And I just feel that in the next few years, we're going to see some special things from this fighter. So I want to bring you up with an undefeated record, 20-0, 11 knockouts. I want to bring up Joseph Diaz. Joseph.
Good afternoon, everyone. First off, I want to thank Golden Boy Promotions for always giving me these great opportunities to showcase my talents. I want to thank HBO for giving me another great opportunity to showcase my talents in front of the best network. And I'm excited to be fighting at the Fantasy Springs on July 30th. I'm very excited to give everybody a really great performance once again. I've been training very hard. I want to showcase to everybody that I am at the level of all these champions in my weight class. So come July 30th, I'm gonna go on there and give another great performance. I'm gonna showcase to everybody who Joseph Diaz is once again, and hopefully I could go fight for a title soon. Thank you guys for your support, and I'll see you guys July 30th.
Thank you, Joseph. I want to give a shout out real quick to his manager, Ralph Heredia, standing over here. The best dressed man in boxing. Wait, I thought that was Frank. Oh, okay. It's they both dress very good. All right, so now we get to the main event. Antonio Orozco is a fighter that we've been working with for quite a while now. He's got a great team behind him. You know, he's a hard-working fighter. For me, personally, he reminds me of a young Julio Cesar Chavez. The way he fights, the way he works the body, the way he goes with the combinations to the body, and then he goes on top. He's just fun to watch. He's never in a dull fight. He always puts up a great performance, an exciting performance. And now he's number one in the world. And he's worked very, very hard to get there. I think that, we've made a great team together. And this is just one step more before he fights the big names, and he's able to fight for a world title. So that's what we're looking for, and this might be the fight right before he fights for the world title. He's obviously caught the eye of HBO in order to be a main event on HBO Latino. They're very excited about him, and I think that there's going to be some great things very quick from Antonio Orozco as well. Again, all three of these fighters are very good fighters. They're our top prospects, and we've been working very, very hard with them, and it's good to see them finally graduating to this stage. So it's you feel kind of here at Golden, but we kind of feel like the parents, and they're finally getting their wings. So it's time to kick them out of the nest. But before I bring up Antonio, I want to bring up his manager. We've worked very hard together. He's one of the best managers in boxing. The experience alone that he has, the world champions he's worked with, he's built another masterpiece in Antonio Orozco, and I want to thank him for that, because it's great to work with Frank Espinosa. So I want to bring him up to say a few words. Frank Espinosa.
Thank you, Eric. Muhammad Ali once said, "Champions are not made in the gyms. Champions are made from something deep inside them, a desire, a dream, and a vision." That was a great quote. On July 30th, we're going to witness a boxer that has that desire, is living his dream, and his vision of being a world champion is not that far away. That's Antonio Orozco. Antonio has what I like to call the X factor. It can't be taught. It's just what you are. The next fight is going to set the stage for Antonio Orozco's career. He's been unstoppable so far, and being a world champion by the end of the year is a very real possibility. With a 24-0 record, it's no wonder the WBC has him ranked number one in the world. And we're happy to be part of this event. And I want to thank Eric, I want to thank Oscar De La Hoya for making this happen, and HBO for showcasing our talent. July 30th is going to be a night to remember. Antonio Orozco will put up a fight that you'll never forget, because that's what champions do. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. That was great. Thank you very much. So now to come up with an undefeated record, 24-0, 16 big knockouts, the best body puncher in boxing, Antonio Orozco. Antonio.
Man, so the media, with the cameras on us all the time, so let's put the media on camera, so everybody wave, say, there you go. Well, first of all, we have to give thanks for it's deserved, and I just want to thank God, for providing these opportunities. It is a blessing of, the hard work, the team that I have surrounded myself with, my trainer Carlos, manager Frank Espinosa, and Golden Boy Promotions, and now HBO. These are the moments that, as a professional, you look forward to. We've paid our dividends, we've put in the hard work, and we're being brought back to HBO, to showcase again, the relentless style of boxing that we like to put together. And this wouldn't be possible, like I said, without a team. Even though as a fighter, you're a single man up there. You don't get ready by yourself, but you get ready with a team. And July 30th is no exception. We have a tremendous fighter in front of us with Abner Lopez. We obviously know he can pull an upset. Defeating a 15-0 fighter. He's a tremendous fighter for what I've seen, and we're looking forward to putting on a great show for everyone in attendance, everyone tuning in, and I mean, we're just ready to get back to work. You know, as soon as we're done here, that's where we're going. So once again, I want to thank HBO for the opportunity, Fantasy Springs, putting the show together again, my manager, Frank Espinosa, Golden Boy Promotions, and I mean, sharing the card, you know, with, like Eric said, the future of boxing with Nick, and former Olympian, you know, Jojo, so it should be a great night of boxing, and I'm sure nobody will be bored, as you can say.
Thank you, Antonio. Thank you very much. So you guys don't want to miss it. You want to come out. Fantasy Springs is rolling out the red carpet. It's going to be a great night of boxing. If you can't be there live, make sure to watch it on HBO Latino. But do come out to Fantasy Springs. It's going to be beautiful out there, and it's a great facility. You know, the best rooms in the desert, the best casino. So it's going to be a fun night of boxing. Come out, and it's an intimate setting. So you can feel the action. You can feel the leather when it's flying. So make sure you make it out. Tickets available at the box office or at FantasySpringsResort.com. Thank you. Thank you all for being here, and we're going to pose the fighters now. We'll get some pictures, so thank you all.
What about